Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy SoSo, and welcome back to the channel. Make sure you're hitting that like, comment, and subscribe button, and more importantly, turn on those notifications. That way you guys get notified when we drop hits like this. It's the college playoffs, and the Hurricanes are in it, facing Texas A&M, so it's gonna be a Hurricanes episode. It's time to take a ride, y'all. Let's go! Man, this it's honestly the biggest game for the Hurricanes since the early 2000s. I'm talking about like 2002, 2003. This college playoff game on Saturday,
Yeah,
dog.
yeah, and it's crazy to think that they barely got in. So
Well, let's
I'm
talk
sorry
about
to
how they
point that
got in,
out.
right?
I'm sorry to
No,
point
no,
it
it's
out, but
fine.
they barely got
That's a,
in.
that's an excellent way to start the episode, Joel. The way that they did get in, right? The committee was having them outside the playoffs before the college, the conference championships, I should say. And the question going into it is like, in the top five, right? It seemed, and even in like the top six, seven, it seemed like a lot of the emphasis was put on, right, on who your opponent was and what the head-to-head record was. And at the end of the day, if you have the Notre Dame in the top five, top seven place, and the Hurricanes are in 10th, 11th, 12th, and head-to-head matters, there's no reason why, if it came down to it, you wouldn't put the Hurricanes in front of the Notre Dame. Now, the weekend was crazy, right? Alabama got smoked by Georgia, pretty much like baked themselves like getting out of the playoff. Um, Notre Dame also didn't play, right? Because they don't belong to a conference, quote unquote. So they weren't in a championship game. And then Duke goes out there and upsets Virginia, right? Wins the ACC, and it throws a whole lot of things into the mix as far as who is the ACC team that was going to be represented. Now, college playoffs is all politics, right? SEC has 5 to 6 teams in there every year. They're never gonna have anything less than that. And then the rest of the conferences have to have at least one other team in there, right? Because if not, then what's the point? But then when it came down to it, and the Hurricanes got that bump over Notre Dame, I felt like it was justified. I didn't think it was gonna happen. You didn't think it was gonna happen, right? Because when we would talk about it privately, we'd be like, bro, they're gonna fuck us over.
Yeah, because I mean, when you look at it, there is an argument too. As much as I hate them, and I'm glad that they're not in it for so many reasons. It's there's an argument there for the Notre Dame side, right? Because
Absolutely.
they ended up with the same record. They had 2 losses all season, right?
Hmm.
And the Hurricanes had 2 losses all season. But if you take away the head to head, right? Because we'll kind of put a pin in the head to head for a moment. Um, the 2 losses for the Canes,
Yeah,
SMU and was Louisville.
yeah. Louisville at home, SMU on the road.
Two horrible losses to two horrible
Horrendous,
programs, like inexcusable losses.
right?
Which one was the one where Beck threw? I think he threw 4 or 5 interceptions, and one of them was on the
That
last
was the
play.
SMU game.
That was the
That
SMU.
that was
Like,
the
you know what I mean? Like real bad, losses for the Canes program. Then you look at Notre Dame side, right? And here's where the head to head comes into play. Because yeah, we got the head
Yep.
to head, but where did that happen? That happened first game of the season. They went and lost another game. And then they finished the season on a win streak. So you can say that there's an argument to be made, excuse me, that they played a better season after that bounce back loss. They had back to back losses, and then they've bounced back ever since. But
For
I
sure.
understand why it came down to the head to head, and obviously I'm wearing this shirt today, so I'm glad it ended up our way. But I can see the other side, the other argument for Notre Dame being in and not us.
100%, right? But I think the thing that made it different was that the Hurricanes, they were playing tough opponents, because some of the opponents, albeit they were ranked in the high 20s, they were still ranked or whatever before the Canes played them or while they were playing them. So the Canes were going out there and doing the work, especially after being embarrassed, like you said, against SMU, having to bounce back off of that performance. Beck just went crazy. He broke the record. We talked about it early in the season, or like a month ago. He broke the record for completion percentage. This is a school that has had amazing quarterbacks that do amazing things, right? They don't come that often, but when they come, they do awesome shit. We saw last season with Cam Ward, and this guy comes in and breaks a freaking record that's been here for 40 years. Yeah, he's bounced back. And I think that's what matters, right? Because in all honesty, bro, people may not see the ACC as a power conference, but the opponents that they face, there are a lot of rivalry games. That means they're close. That means those schools know each other. They're gonna play each other tough. So it's a little bit harder than just scheduling, a team from another conference, from another conference, from another conference that's not even ranked, right? And that's where I think Notre Dame fell off. They didn't have enough ranked opponents, right, with the win. Every ranked opponent, or two of the three ranked opponents that they played, they lost the games. You know what I mean? So I understand that they had an argument, but the case was clear that the Hurricanes deserved to be in it, and they got in, right? And now the narrative shift from them being like, well, yeah, they deserve to get in. Well, now they're lucky to get in, and let's see what they do against Texas A&M. Man, Texas A&M is in for a real fucking eye opener on Saturday, because of how talented this team is. Like, we know that their defense is amazing, right? I'm not even going to focus on them right now. We have probably one of the best running back combinations in the nation that's left in the playoffs. Obviously, Oregon has really good, a good running back situation over there, and Georgia's, Georgia. But Texas A&M, they're going to be very surprised on Saturday, bro, because this team is coming with a chip on their shoulder, and whenever the Hurricanes have a chip on their shoulder, bro, it's like they do, otherworldly shit and fucking show out. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
them
they
being
gotta
underdogs, it's crazy to me.
they gotta fire. Yeah, you said it. They come in underdogs. I mean, they're the higher seed. They're the 10. A&M is the 7 seed, and as of right now, they're favored 2.5 points. They're a 2.5 point favorite right now in the
Hmm.
Hurricanes. So I mean, I love that. I love our teams being the underdogs because that's like that's just easy decision making right there when it comes to let's put some money on this game.
Absolutely, absolutely. I would put, not only would I bet money line, but I would take the points as well, right? Because like I said, I think that this team is being vastly underrated just because of the way they got into the playoffs, right? They're not taking into account of, hey, we've had a 1,000-yard rusher, we got a defensive tackle, that defensive end that's tearing up the record books when it comes to sacks. The guy's gonna be, he was in the Heisman talks, he's gonna be a first round pick. Mesidor's on the other side. You got playmakers all over the place. Now, the one thing that can easily change the direction of this game, right, is the crowd at College Station, right? There's gonna be 100,000 people in there. That's not a joke. The tickets were sold. There's going to be 100,000 people there to watch this game, and I think that when the lights are that bright, only two things can happen, right? Either you rise to the pressure and you overcome whatever it is that you're facing, or you melt under the lights, right? And from the conversation that I had privately with our boy Vic, man, shout out to Vic, he's already out there getting ready for the big game. I think that what he told me, rang very true. He's like, this has been the defense that was promised, and this is the defense that has shown up, regardless of whether they went on the road, came here, had to bail out the offense, needed a stop, needed a turnover, whatever. This has been the defense that was promised and has delivered. So I have no reservations about this defense really being able to get to the quarterback and coming away with at least one takeaway. Now, what does that mean for the offense? They can't afford to have mistakes. Because if you come out early, and even if you don't get the ball first, right? But if you come out early and you score a touchdown in the first quarter, or you get 10 points on the board before the second quarter, that's really going to put the pressure on Texas A&M to be like, fuck, we got to step it up. We're here in front of our home crowd, and we're not doing what we got to do. It's going to be hard for that 100,000 crowd. It's not going to be all Texas A&M fans, right? But they're definitely going to be the majority. But it's going to be hard for those guys to keep up that rooting and that energy and that loudness if the Hurricanes are putting points on the board, right? You go out there and you silence the crowd, that really puts a hit into Texas A&M and their mental state for that game. And I think that's what's going to happen. I think the Hurricanes are going to come out early, put up two touchdowns, and then figure out a way to win the game defensively in the second half.
Oh, well, I hope that they, do that and Cristobal doesn't take his foot off the gas because there's been a lot of questionable decision making with the lead,
Yeah.
many times through this season and also throughout Cristobal's tenure here as head coach. So I'll be looking at that. But you mentioned 100,000 strong over at College Station.
Wild.
I just thought What do you think? What percentage possibly out of that 100,000? How many could be Hurricanes fans on Saturday?
Bro, believe it or not, I would put
What,
it at 20%. 20%.
so
Because
20
it and I'm
20,000?
not even, yeah, I'm not even including like the school, the band, like I'm not counting those guys. I think there's gonna be at least 10,000 to 15, 20,000 fans that pull up there. Number one, the everybody knows that the Hurricanes are everywhere, right? Hurricane fans are everywhere, just like Dolphins fans. We travel, you know what I mean? And this is like I said, bro, this is the biggest game that the program has had literally in 15, 20 years, bro. You know what I mean? So like people are really getting behind this team because they've shown what they can do, right? It hasn't been perfect, but even if we take away one of those ugly losses, right? We're talking about an 11-1 season, dog. You feel me? Like, when was the last time the Hurricanes went 11-1 in football and had a chance to go out there and prove something, right? It's been a while. And that's why I think this game is going to matter so much. Everybody, Empire Steve, man, you go check out his page. They're doing the tailgate with our boy Pooh. And he already has at least 500 people showing up. It's crazy the amount of watch parties that are showing up. It's gonna be a big game for Miami. And I'm not gonna lie, bro. When I was at the airport yesterday, because right now I'm in California, if you guys can't tell, it's not sunny Florida, right? Um, when I was in the airport, man, I saw a lot of UM shirts, a lot of UM jerseys, a lot of UM hats, and I was like, okay, these boys are going out there. They're going out there. So I don't expect us to be like the loud in the stadium, but when it's in the fourth quarter and the Hurricanes are up by 7 or 10, you're gonna hear that Miami crowd for sure, like banging the pots and pans and shit. You know how we do.
Hell yeah. Over unders 48 points. That kind of indicates a little bit of a shootout, maybe not really. Anytime you get up to 50, I kind of consider that a little bit of a shootout already. What do
Yeah.
you think? You think it's going to be a high scoring game?
Absolutely. And something that I wanted to talk on, and thank you for mentioning it earlier, was the Cristobal thing, right? I think that this has been Cristobal's best season in terms of him getting better as a coach, right? Not as a recruiter. We know he's supreme master clientele, whatever at that, right? But when it comes to coaching, game day coaching, real time situations, this season has been a real eye opener for me and the rest of the Hurricanes fans, because Mario, especially in the last 4 weeks, right, where he realized, yo, I can't just play conservative. I have to smack up teams when I have to, because if not, there's a good chance that something can happen, right? And we've seen when it does happen how it crumbles apart. I don't think he wants to get back to that, and I think he's realized the importance of, like we talked about before, putting your foot on the gas pedal, not letting up. And if you can score, keep scoring, whether it's putting up touchdowns, field goals, whatever. Don't stop scoring. Don't get conservative. Don't run it on a 3-8. You know what I mean? Try to get it. And I think that what is going to help him make that decision is going to be Beck. Beck has been playing lights out these last 3 4 weeks, dog. Lights out. A complete turnaround from that SMU game. He hasn't. I think he's only thrown one interception that was tipped since that game, and he's gone out there and thrown 9, 10, 12 touchdowns. This dude is a professional. I think he's very used to playing in these big games, right? Because he's done it where at Georgia, so the big crowd isn't gonna phase him. The loud noise isn't gonna phase him. The being in the high pressure moment isn't gonna phase him. And I think Cristobal really, you know, has seen that in Beck, and now he puts his trust in Beck to go out there and do it without him having to put his hands on it, right? That's why I think we're going to go out there, and if we're ahead, you're not going to see that complacency. You're going to see the Hurricanes make a point to not only themselves, right, but to the rest of the nation and the committee, like, fuck you guys. Not only do we deserve to be here, we're going to try to win this damn thing.
Awesome. Yeah, man. I'm excited. It is the biggest game that we've seen, in a long time from the Hurricanes. So
Yeah, man.
it's just the first one though. You know what I mean? We got to make sure we win
Right.
this one and keep that momentum going.
For sure, for sure, and I think that that's why there's such an emphasis on winning this game, right? Once they win this, they know that this is gonna not only open the doors to real possibilities of continuing to find success in the playoffs, but also for next year, right? We know that we're gonna have to get a quarterback in the transfer portal, so why not be like, damn, these guys just went to the fucking college playoffs, they beat Texas A&M, made it to the quarterfinals. Why not go there if I'm transferring out, right? And we know that Mario loves to grab a quarterback when he can, especially if the talent around the team is at this level. Just get in that plug and play guy, and let's go out there and win some games.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, man.
I'm pumped, man. I'm hyped.
I'm hyped, dog. You know what's funny, bro? Everybody knows I'm a Chelsea fan, right? Chelsea plays at 7:30 in the morning, which is gonna be 4:30 in the morning here. And then once that game is done, it's literally gonna be 30 minutes between that game and the Hurricanes game started.
You're
So I'm gonna
wild.
be banged up since like 5 a.m., dog.
You're
So if you
wild,
see
son.
crazy tweets from me, don't pay no mind. If you see me on Instagram talking shit, don't pay no mind. I'm just getting ready to enjoy these victories.
You're gonna pass out halfway through the Hurricanes game, bro. Watch.
No chance. No chance.
Watch.
No chance. I got a brand new bottle of Crown out in there waiting for
Oh,
me, dog.
oh, yeah, you're definitely passing out. I'll keep you posted. I'll let you know what happens. I'll send you texts and shit. Keep
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah, for
updated.
sure, for sure, for sure.
Oh man.
Before we wrap up the episode, I know it's a Hurricanes only episode, but I do want to give a quick shout out to the Heat. They've looked like they've turned it around. They didn't make it to the cup quarterfinals and shit, but they have gotten back to winning, right? They have gone back to winning. And more importantly, the Panthers. The Panthers are back to fucking winning too, bro. So it looks like things are starting to line up in the Miami sports world. And the next time we connect, we're gonna be talking about some winning streaks and the Hurricanes moving forward in the playoffs.
When will that be? I know you're traveling. We'll
Uh
probably
we'll
put something out
do,
maybe
you know
before the
what?
end of the year.
Yeah, yeah. Let's do something before Christmas. We'll put something on before Christmas for the people, and then yeah, we'll hit them with a New Year's episode when 2026 is around.
Bet. Let's do it, man.
Yeah,
Have
man.
fun out there,
Hurricanes,
man.
baby. Likewise. I appreciate that, brother. Hurricanes, let's go. Show up. Everybody follow Empire Boutique. Hold on. Let me see what the name of the place is so I can say it correctly. Dun, dun,
For
dun.
the party, the tailgate party on
Yes,
Saturday.
yes, yes. Tailgate party. Boom, right here.
The
Unknown group,
305.
PBR, Oni and Dade, 305 takeover, biggest watch party in Miami Saturday. Doors open at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And like I said, man, our boys from Unknown Group, Poe, Mike, they're gonna be out there. My dog Steve's gonna be out there representing. Rax is gonna be out there representing. So yeah, man, the fam is a fam event. Go out there, have a good time, enjoy the victory, chill with some Hurricane fans. If you're not gonna be able to do anything for the game, you can head on over there, PBR Miami. Let's wrap this thing up, bro.
Let's do it,
Joel,
man.
I appreciate you, dog. Thanks for putting the Hurricane shirt, dog. I know you USF, USF, no
You
UCF.
see it,
Excuse
bro.
me,
Don't try me, son.
UCF. I wasn't gonna try you. You guys are a badass school, not that other soft ass school, USF. There it is. There it is, man.
Yeah.
I know you're a proud representative, dog. So I
No
appreciate you
bull.
putting the shirt on.
But you know I'm gonna die hard for the home team, dog.
All day, man. All day. We're 305 out here until we die, man. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to comment, make sure to hit that like button, and more importantly, turn on those notifications so you guys catch the next ones after this Hurricanes victory. It's your boy Soul for Joel. Till next time. Peace. Go Kings, baby.